Part 137. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 1363. The sluggish Supreme Dragon Clan gods did not chase him, because he was heading towards the Chaos Demon Realm, and the Chaos Demon Realm was now a forbidden place that they could not enter because of the existence of the all-living beings' heavenly intention tank formation. He really went to join the immortal venerable. This is troublesome. With their current strength, if they work for the immortal venerable, what that would lead to, no one dared to think about it. It is very likely that the Supreme Dragon Venerable will face a crisis that has never appeared in history. This is a very heavy blow. This Zhang Zizai, although he speaks in a high-sounding manner, is not in a hurry to join the immortal venerable. Our mistake is not that we failed to kill him today, but that we did not kill him when he just pointed his spear at us, the Demon Dragon Emperor said angrily. Not only was he angry, but everyone was very angry now, and in anger, they could not speak. In fact, we were really impulsive this time. I think this kid was really forced to be anxious. To be honest, based on my understanding of him, if he had not touched the dragon's face, he would not be so disappointed. The immortal Dragon Emperor suddenly shook his head. Haha, who was the one who came up with the idea of using Longyan to control Zhang Zizai? The Demon Dragon Emperor sneered. Don't you think it's feasible? Don't blame anyone now, but have a real emergency plan. Now is the most critical time. If the Hundong Demon Clan makes trouble again, our fate will be very troublesome. I think, if necessary, some extreme methods left by our ancestors can also be tried, the Dragon Emperor said in a deep voice. Whatever, it's up to you anyway. I only know that if the immortal venerable, Zhang Zizai, and the Dragon God King don't die, our Supreme Dragon Clan will never have peace. I'm afraid that they really have something to do with the Qingyang ancient god, especially Zhang Zizai. This is what all of them worry about. What are you afraid of? Can the Qingyang ancient god control the fate of our Supreme Dragon Clan? Is he the master of the 49 god realms? No, he is just a person who guards the ancient realm and has never really come out, the Demon Dragon Emperor said. In this way, everyone may feel a little more at ease. If we use that method, it is possible to destroy all the creatures in the Chaos Demon realm, but after that, we may be spurned by the entire 49 divine realms for more than 100,000 years. Immortal Dragon Emperor frowned. It doesn't matter. It's better than having no future. As long as there is a future, there is nothing wrong with enduring humiliation. No matter how big the matter is, time can make people forget it. The lives of all living beings are vain, the Dragon Emperor finally sighed. There are too many living beings. Death is not a pity. Going to the Chaos Demon Realm is Zhang Zizai's idea. After all, from now on, there is no way to stay in the Supreme Dragon Clan. It seems that there is no place to stay here, and there is no meaning to stay. He knows that the 4 great Dragon Emperors and others hate him to the bone, but in fact, so far, except for winning glory for the Supreme Dragon Clan, he has not done anything to discredit it. If their killing intentions are still unbreakable, then one day, there will be a new answer. Zhang Zizai is not in a hurry. He just wants to see Lingling now. She has grown up. He doesn't know if she still misses him. 10 years is not a short time for a child. He is afraid that she will forget. Yanner doesn't mind Zhang Zizai coming to see the immortal venerable. She has been looking forward to this matter. She has said it countless times. She just wants to see him. If he intervenes in her life, she will feel uncomfortable. She will try not to disturb him as much as possible. This is very strange, but Zhang Zizai can't change her. Most of the time, she likes to be alone. That's when she is freest. Appreciating but not approaching, there is also eternal beauty, right? Maybe that's what she thinks. This is the first time he has been so close to the Chaos Demon realm. He has come out of the mirror space. Before he settles down, Yanner and the others will stay in the mirror space. Zhang Zizhe looked ahead. This is indeed a barren land suppressed by the Supreme Dragon Clan. It used to be a poor place, but everything changed because of the appearance of the immortal venerable. The owner of the heavenly intention of all living beings totem must be supported by all living beings with their lives. They love the immortal venerable so much that they have such power that even the Supreme Dragon Clan cannot kill them. Only those who devote themselves to all living beings can have the support of all living beings' lives. She obviously did it. From this perspective, the immortal venerable is actually a good person. She just wants to chaos the demon realm and avenge herself. What can be wrong with her doing this? Arrogance and cold-bloodedness, self-righteous dignity, are the real mistakes. So when he became stronger, he and the immortal venerable had no conflicts at all. But what he didn't expect was that when he came to the edge of the chaos demon realm, he suddenly saw that the person he thought about day and night was waiting for him in the chaos demon realm. She stood in the middle of the crowd, and beside her were the nether demons who swore to follow him to death, that is, the 9 gods, and 4 heavenly gods. This was all the power of the chaos demon realm, but they relied on the heavenly intention of all living beings totem to survive. The moment he saw her eyes, Zhang Zizhe knew that she was no longer Juxian, but immortal lord. It seemed that the personality of Juxian should be very rare in her life. She stared at Zhang Zizhe, her eyes changed a lot. Perhaps a man who had abandoned her history and personality suddenly became so strong that it was enough to make her feel mixed. She had originally completely cut him off and was too lazy to meet him, but when his power was enough to have a huge impact on her, she could no longer use the same attitude as before. Because he was just abandoned by the Supreme Dragon Clan, this was definitely the best time to accept him. Even the immortal venerable could accept him, not to mention that she still had the 9 immortals in her bones. Welcome, Zhang Zizhe and Zhang Yi stepped forward and came to their eyes. Okay, she said these 2 words, but in fact she just opened a door. Thinking back to when the immortal dragon emperor took Zhang Zizhe in, he was directly driven away. Zhang Zizhe looked at the nether demon. She should not have changed at all. Zhang Zizhe smiled and said, "Long time no see." At that time, the 9 immortals were able to be reborn because of the efforts of him and the nether demon. At that time, he knew the extraordinariness of the 9 gods. Zhang Zizhe, still the same, born only for miracles. I underestimated you. The dark demon nodded. Although they didn't communicate much in the origin continent, he knew what kind of person Zhang Zizhe was. And this one, your strength can even suppress the 4 dragon emperors. Are you a Qingyang Taigu god? The dark demon asked Zhang Yi. You can say that. Zhang Yi did not hide it. That's easy. Please come in. The immortal venerable turned and left. Her attitude was still cold, but what she said already meant that her cold door had been loosened to Zhang Zizhe. So annoying, the computer screen is broken, and I can't see the words clearly. Today, I will first 3 chapters. I will see if it can be repaired in the afternoon. My eyes are blurry. Please bookmark this site to read the latest novels. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qingyang. Chapter 1364. Just as the Supreme Dragon Clan thought, the arrival of Zhang Zizhe and Zhang Yi would definitely be welcomed by the Chaos Demon Realm. They could easily guess that Zhang Zizhe could make such rapid progress in the ancient realm and Zhang Yi could suddenly gain such terrifying power. Only one person in the world could make this happen, and that was the Qingyang Ancient God. Qingyang Ancient God never interfered with the affairs of the 49 divine realms, but it was not ruled out that he could personally cultivate the talents he liked, such as Zhang Zizhe and Zhang Yi, who looked like his 2 disciples. At least Zhang Yi had said that he should be one, and Zhang Zizhe was at most in the probation stage. Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. But with Zhang Zizhe's level, it was impossible to say that he had not passed. After all, he had already won the first place in the 49 sacrifices, which was already a symbol of Qingyang Ancient God's recognition. The most important thing was that the genius abandoned by the enemy was an ally anyway. Even if we put aside the relationship between Zhang Zizai and the immortal venerable, they have a reason to be together now. Zhang Zizai has been waiting for this day for too long. After 10 years, he can finally see his daughter again. So when he followed the immortal venerable and others into the chaotic demonic realm and headed for the immortal venerable's immortal palace, the first thing Zhang Zizai said to her was, "I want to see Lingling." The immortal venerable probably knew that it was inevitable to absorb them. When Zhang Zizai came here, it was impossible not to see his daughter. From then on, there would be 1,000 threads and it would be impossible to explain them. To be honest, Zhang Zizai would never forget that in the ancient realm, she even lied to herself to die in order to succeed in revenge. Of course, he also knew that this was just the side of her that had no feelings for him, one of her personalities. He couldn't hate her because it was equal to hating the 9 immortals. What he wanted to do most now was to exterminate her personality, which was also a kind of revenge. The reason why she was loose now was nothing more than wanting to use Zhang Zizai's power and identity. For her, this was also a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. She is in seclusion. I have asked someone to take her away. The immortal venerable did not refuse, but said in a cold tone. But in fact, allowing Zhang Zizai to see Lingling has already shown that she has made a very big concession. In the past, Zhang Zizai had no qualifications at all. She brought Zhang Zizai to the immortal palace. It was not big nor magnificent, but elegant and quiet, very stylish, with many flowers and plants. In this forest of flowers and plants and elegant buildings, the immortal venerable's temperament was even more wonderful. She was indeed a peerless fairy. No matter what expression or action she had all kinds of style. When she showed the personality of the immortal venerable, that kind of profound and noble temperament also had an irresistible charm. The immortal palace was not small. She settled Zhang Zizai in the East Palace. She also saw Yan'er, but she didn't have any expression. It was normal for Zhang Zizai to bring them out after leaving the Supreme Dragon clan, and it was also very normal to bring them here. From beginning to end, Zhang Zizai didn't say much to him. He was not in a hurry. The ice and snow also needed to melt slowly. He just wanted to see Lingling first. 10 years had passed. For a child, this was already most of her life. Zhang Zizai didn't even know what she looked like now. I wonder if she would be happy when she heard the news of her father's arrival? Or would she have no reaction? Would she still rely on him as before? When Zhang Zizai was thinking about it, Xuanhuan hadn't left yet. Suddenly someone came to report. Xuanhuan, the people of the Hundong Demon clan are here. They are the Hundong Demon Emperor, the Xuanhuan Demon Emperor and the Hunking Demon Emperor. They brought more than 20 gods. The powerful gods of the Hundong Demon clan have all come here. They have just entered the Chaos Demon realm and are coming here. The person who reported was a god. He looked more carefully. The Hundong Demon clan has 3 great demon emperors, who are basically at the level of the 4 dragon emperors of the Supreme Dragon clan. These people actually came out in full force and brought more than 20 gods. A total of nearly 30 people came here. It must be nothing good. Zhang Zizai knew their purpose, which was nothing more than to unite with the Chaos Demon realm to create some trouble for the Supreme Dragon clan. They already had a reason to start a war, and they were not afraid of being condemned. After all, Zhang Zizai had indeed dealt a heavy blow to the Chaos Demon clan in the ancient realm, making them lose face. The immortal venerable frowned slightly, and it seemed that she was not as happy as she imagined about their arrival, but rather a little impatient. "I'll drive them away now," the dark demon said. "Since they are here, how can they be driven away?" They also came at the right time. The immortal venerable shook his head and said that she was going to meet them. "I'll go too," Zhang Zizai said. Today is different from the past. He was not afraid of the 4 dragon emperors in the Supreme Dragon clan, so he could still be afraid of the Chaos Demon clan here. Whatever you want, the Immortal Venerable said coldly. Maybe to her, there is no difference between Zhang Zizai and the group of people from the Chaos Demon clan? They seem to come to help her, but they all have other intentions. Anyway, Zhang Zizai doesn't think so. The Immortal Venerable, the Dark Demon, and several heavenly gods went out directly, and Zhang Zizai and Zhang Yi followed them. As for Yan'er and Lu Dingxing, they settled down first. Anyway, they couldn't interfere in a meeting of this level. The heavenly god of the Chaos Demon realm directly brought the people of the Chaos Cave Demon clan to the Immortal Palace. After all, the other party came from afar, and basic etiquette still had to be followed. The Immortal Venerable, Zhang Zizai, and others had already arrived in the main hall of the Immortal Palace and were waiting. As soon as they arrived here, they heard laughter outside. "Sister Xian, I have long heard of your great name. Today I finally get to meet you. I am very happy. It is said that Sister Xian is the most beautiful woman in the 49 god realms. I am ready to be amazed." This is the voice of the Hundong Demon Emperor. I didn't expect this old guy to be so shameless. He said such frivolous words before he came in. It can be clearly seen that he is very confident about his trip and he doesn't pay enough attention to the Immortal Venerable. While talking, the Hundong Demon Emperor had come in. Nearly 30 people were the top gods of the Hundong Demon clan. Among them, there were two top beings on the left and right of the Hundong Demon Emperor, a burly Xuanhuan Demon Emperor, and a charming woman Hunking Demon Emperor. In fact, the appearance of the Hunking Demon Emperor can be called peerless. That amazing figure is soft and charming. Every frown, smile, and look makes people unable to stop. It can be said that she is a peerless beauty and is popular in the god realm. But when she came to this chaotic demon realm, stood in front of the Immortal Venerable, and faced the equally charming Immortal Venerable, she seemed a little more vulgar, and was still outshined by the Immortal Venerable. The 3 demon emperors of the chaotic demon clan and all the gods have arrived. The small chaotic demon realm is glorious. We respectfully invite all the gods to take a seat. The gods who welcomed them were still very polite to them, personally invited them to take a seat, and then served them with fine wine and delicious food. Please bookmark this site to read the latest novels. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 1365. The appearance of the Immortal Lord really shocked Brother Yu. It is unparalleled. After seeing the Immortal Lord, the Hundong Demon Emperor's eyes lit up. The temperament of the god is supreme. Such beauty cannot be matched by those below the God King. Zhang Zizai and Zhang Yi were on the left side of the Immortal Lord, but the Hundong Demon tribe and the others didn't even notice them at this time. Their eyes were all on the Immortal Lord, and they no longer had the intention to look at anyone else. Everyone has come from afar, but what's the matter? The Immortal Master was also not very polite in her words. Her tone was relatively cold. Looking at the Hundong Demon clan, such an attitude made them look at each other and couldn't help but talk to each other. After smiling, they knew that this arrogant guy would show off here. However, they have plenty of solutions. Nothing, just catching up with my brother. After all, he is a member of our Hundong Demon clan. We, the Hundong Demon clan, and the Chaos Demon realm are one family. We are all relatives, so it is normal for us to interact with each other. Hundong Demon Emperor smiled. Devil Emperor is kidding. I have been expelled from the Hundong Demon clan a long time ago, and you personally expelled me, so I am no longer a member of the Hundong Demon clan. I don't care about humans and ghosts, they all belong to the Chaos Demon realm, the devil said solemnly. Brother, who didn't make some mistakes when he was young? It's all trivial. Now I see you have everything you have today. As a brother, I am very happy. As the saying goes, you can correct your mistakes if you know them. There is no great thing. When you were young, you have passed. I am now. It can be announced that your status as a Hundong demon clan will be restored. From now on, you will still be a member of our Hundong demon clan, and you will have no problem recognizing your ancestors. Hundong demon emperor said with a smile. It's meaningless. The underworld demon shook his head. Let's get straight to the point. I don't like to talk in circles. If it's just to reminisce about the past, you can just reminisce about the past. I won't accompany you for now, the immortal said. They looked at each other again, and one of them, the hunking demon emperor, smiled and said with a sweet smile, he has quite a personality. Seeing this, the Hundong demon emperor coughed and said seriously, Sister Fairy, don't worry. In fact, we traveled thousands of miles to come here today because you and I have the same purpose. In the ancient realm, the Supreme Dragon Clan, the lawless people, killing the God King of my clan in such a brutal way, have made all living beings of our clan furious. In addition, I know that the Supreme Dragon Clan has been oppressing my brother for many years in the chaotic demonic realm. It has already become a fire and water, and even made the fairy sister almost die in the battle. So I came here today with the intention of joining forces. With the power of my Hundong demon clan, which is no less than that of the Supreme Dragon Clan, and the power of the Chaos Demon Realm, we will join forces to deal with the Supreme Dragon Clan, giving them a heavy blow, and let them fight for it. I paid a heavy price for my previous arrogance and ignorance, and by the way, I also avenged Sister Xian's death. It sounds very tempting. If the Chaos Demon Realm and the Hundong Demon Clan join forces, there will be no need for Zhang Zizai and the others. Their divine power plus the Immortal Lord will be enough to cause very heavy damage to the Supreme Dragon Clan. War in the Divine Realm is no small matter. Moreover, the Hundong Demon tribe has always been very ruthless. This is their racial personality. If they seize the opportunity this time, they will not give up. For the Chaos Demon Realm, this is also an opportunity to get rid of the current embarrassing situation. If we can really join forces, at least give the Supreme Dragon Clan a heavy blow and make those people pay the price, the Immortal Lord will be satisfied. She was surrounded and killed before. I have suffered so much that I will never forget it forever. Really, the gods in the Chaos Demon Realm were a little agitated, and their eyes lit up. If this is really possible, then they can really take revenge. Only the Immortal Lord and the Underworld Demon showed no excitement on their faces, because they knew the Hundong Demon Emperor. So what are the conditions? Immortal Lord asked bluntly again. The Hundong Demon Emperor laughed dumbly and said, Sister Fairy, we are joining forces, why are we talking about such unreasonable conditions? In fact, I can't bear to see the Supreme Dragon Clan oppressing you like this. These old guys are not. It's really chilling, you thing, to surround you regardless of your identity. I've long disliked them. It's time for them to put away their boring arrogance and let the Supreme Dragon Clan stand tall in the 49 divine realms from now on. Don't start. This method is indeed in line with the goal of the Immortal Lord. As long as they take action, the Hundong Demon Clan will definitely be ruthless and can definitely inflict heavy damage to the Supreme Dragon Clan. However, Immortal Lord and Nether Demon were still indifferent. Nether Demon said, Hundong Demon Emperor can be more straightforward. At our level, we don't need to be so mysterious. If we can cooperate, we will cooperate. If we can't, we will give up. There is no need to be secretive. When he said this, Hundong Demon Emperor felt a little embarrassed. He smiled helplessly and said, my brother is really biased against me. I really came here sincerely, for you, purely because of the blood relationship between us. Of course, I also have my admiration for this strange woman like Xuanhuan. To me, a woman with no background can reach this point on her own, and even die and be reborn. She is definitely the most amazing person in this world. She is an incredible rising star in our 49 God realm. When we met today, we discovered that Sister Xian is a truly unparalleled figure in this god realm. So, Immortal Lord asked. Hundong Demon Emperor smiled and said, "It would be great if we could marry the Immortal Lord, become the couple of the Immortal, and become a legend in the 49 divine realms. This is Brother Yu's dream. I really admire her. I have never seen such a touching person in my life. Even though I am young, I am very excited and I am afraid that I will miss such a wonderful woman like Xianzun. So, the condition for helping me is marriage, right?" Xianzun asked directly. She and Hundong Demon Emperor were really not on the same channel. "Xian's sister, please forgive my rudeness. Believe me, if the Chaos Demon Realm and the Chaos Demon Realm completely become one, then I can send troops more legitimately, and even completely destroy the Supreme Dragon Clan, and give this entire Sacrifice Dragon Divine Realm as a wedding gift, and the heads of the 4 Dragon Emperors as wedding gifts to Xian's sister." Hundong Demon Emperor said it very boldly, and it sounded very tempting. At least the Hundong Demon Clan itself was tempted. They should all think that Xianzun had no reason to refuse, because this temptation was too great. The Chaos Demon Realm and the Hundong Demon Realm were happily married, and the strongest controllers got married and then joined forces. Even if they launched a war in the Divine Realm and invaded the Sacrifice Dragon Divine Realm, it would be legitimate. Moreover, the Hundong Demon Emperor himself was an extraordinary person, and feelings were probably not that important. "As far as I know, you already have 100,000 wives and concubines, why bother?" the Dark Demon said coldly. 100,000 wives and concubines are not as good as a strand of beautiful hair from the Immortal Lord, the Chaos Demon Emperor praised. Please bookmark this site to read the latest novels. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qing Yang. Chapter 1366. He is a chaotic man and likes to collect beauties from all races. From ancient times to the present, he has collected beauties in the 49 divine realms, various major and small divine realms, and even the totem world. Now he has the most children among all the gods. Bit. So far, his purpose has been made very clear, but they are still smiling, and they don't seem to be worried that the Immortal Lord will refuse at all, because the benefits offered are so huge for the Immortal Lord. In the future, they can also indirectly control the dragon sacrifice god realm, creating an additional god realm. What is the concept of that? So they are all waiting for the Immortal Lord's nod. For their realm and level, the so-called marriage is not a big deal. Life, death, and authority are eternal. Send off guests. The Immortal Lord stood up and said only 2 words, but Hundong Demon Emperor and the others were suddenly stunned. More than 20 gods thought they had heard wrong. She was so cold to such a generous offer. And even directly said to see off guests, so rude. Sister Fairy, have you misunderstood me? Firstly, I admire you, and secondly, I want to make it easier for you to take action, Hundong Demon Emperor explained. The Immortal Lord didn't think much about explaining or responding. Her expression was the best response to the Hundong Demon Emperor. She couldn't accept this matter at all. A group of people from the Hundong Demon tribe were stunned. They were shocked at first, and then gradually became angry. It's just that it hasn't happened yet, but Hundong Demon Emperor persisted and asked, even if you refuse, you have to give me a reason. Don't you need revenge? Don't you need to make the dragon sacrifice god realm pay the price? Where do you come from with so much talk? Can't you just get out of here? Suddenly, a young voice sounded from the corner, which sounded so harsh. This sentence is so directed at the Hundong Demon clan, which is enough to make them angry. Of course, with the personality of the Hundong Demon clan, if they are refused to leave today, they themselves will not give up. Zhang Zizai, it was only then that the Hundong Demon clan noticed him. No one had paid attention to him before. Because the Immortal Lord is really dazzling. Presumptuous, his words were already provoking the Hundong Demon Emperor. Many gods stood up and looked at Zhang Zizai with cold eyes. With just one order, they might be able to completely let Zhang Zizai die. After all, there are some words that he is not qualified to say to Hundong Demon Emperor. Why are you here? Are you not in the Supreme Dragon Clan? Hundong Demon Emperor was very confused, but in fact he was still insisting. Of course, it was a miracle for him that Zhang Zizai actually appeared here. Because no matter how you look at it, this proud son of the Supreme Dragon Clan should be as powerful as fire and water in the Chaos Demon realm. Just when he was confused, a very clear and loud girl's voice suddenly came out from outside. Daddy! 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 Following that silvery voice, a small figure rushed in from the outside. Like a gust of wind, she locked onto Zhang Zizai's position and jumped into Zhang Zizai's arms in the blink of an eye, putting her face close to hers. When he reached Zhang Zizai's face, he looked at it carefully and cried. Smelly daddy, if you don't want the bell, I'll crush you to death, crush you to death. The pair of small hands immediately pinched Zhang Zizai's face, very hard, but what Zhang Zizai saw was her crying with joy. I was wrong, I was wrong. At that moment, he couldn't help but shed tears. He hugged the child tremblingly, and her heart melted. The day they met again was so wonderful, and now this world for a moment, he couldn't see anyone else. Only his daughter missed him deeply, and he missed her. 10 years has been a long time for Zhang Zizai. The little girl burst into tears, but these were all excitement and joy. She reached out and hugged Zhang Zizai's neck and muttered, the bell has caught you. You can't run anymore. You can never escape from my grasp, Daddy. The bell is too powerful. Daddy can't run away. He held his daughter and saw that she had indeed grown up. She looked like a child of about 6 years old in the world. She didn't look like a teenager at all. Even her personality was still the same. The same as before, but the scary thing is that she is already a god king, and may even progress towards a god king. Combining the blood of Zhang Zizai and Xianzun, she is indeed very talented in talent. Of course, it was Xianzun who had trained her well in the past 10 years. Looking at Ling Dang's current state, Zhang Zizai knew that she had actually lived a good life in the past 10 years, and Xianzun should have treated her well. If this were not the case, she would not snatch the bell directly. In her temperament, although the 9 immortals did not appear often, they were enough to bring enough love to the immortal. She kissed Zhang Zizai hard on the face. Although she had tears in her eyes, she laughed with satisfaction and said, it's great. Daddy is back. It's great. Belle has been waiting for you for too long. The happiness and joy all gathered together, making people forget about other things and focus on the joy of this little girl. Mom, come here too, be nice to Daddy, don't quarrel anymore, and ask Daddy to leave the bell. She looked at the immortal lord earnestly and said coquettishly. Yes, the immortal lord nodded. Come here quickly, Daddy must have admitted his mistake to you, and he won't make you sad, she said eagerly. It turns out that this is what she told Ling Dang. She didn't tell the details of her relationship with Zhang Zizai. She just said that they had a fight and he left. It was not that she took Ling Dang away. At least this way, Ling Dang still had something to look forward to. She was looking forward to Zhang Zizai's return, but Zhang Zizai did not disappoint her and returned here again. Let's go. Zhang Zizai held Ling Dang. When Xianzun was still not listening to Ling Dang's call due to his status, he smiled slightly, took the initiative to come over under the attention of everyone, and then suddenly stretched out his hand to stop Xianzun's thin waist and put Ling Dang in her arms. She trembled and frowned, but under Ling Dang's excitement, she could only relax, endure Zhang Zizai's hug, and laughed with Ling Dang. Zhang Zizai's eyes suddenly pointed to the Hundong Demon Emperor, and suddenly smiled. Your Excellency is the Hundong Demon Emperor, do you want to find out in advance? How can you ask people to agree to such a thing as marriage in front of a family of 3? Right? So we can't accept this covenant, of course we can only send you away. Lingdang called their parents, the relationship between them, and Zhang Zizai hugged Xianzun's arm, all of which told Hundong Demon Emperor that he had no chance, because Xianzun did not deny all this, which means that all this is true. Please bookmark this site to read the latest novels. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qing Yang. Chapter 1367. I understand. The face of the Chaos Demon Emperor finally turned cold. He looked at the Immortal Venerable and said, "It is rumored that the Immortal Venerable had a love affair in the mortal world and brought a daughter. So, you, Zhang Zizai, are the mortal from the Totem world in the rumor?" A tiny mortal, in more than 10 years, achieved the first of the 49 sacrifices. Are you also the reincarnation of a god? Sorry, no, Zhang Zizai said. Regarding Zhang Zizai's talent, this is already a suffocating mystery. And now his existence has completely blocked the road to the alliance between the Chaos Demon Emperor. There is absolutely no chance between him and the Immortal Venerable. After all, his talent will definitely be valued by the Immortal Venerable. In addition, there is a love affair in this life. Why should the Immortal Venerable choose him? Choosing the Chaos Demon Emperor means being controlled by him in the future, listening to his orders, and having no self. Choosing Zhang Zizai, she can still be the master. So, you are the spy she arranged in the Supreme Dragon Clan, and now you have returned after completing your studies. No wonder you didn't make a wish to kill the Immortal Venerable. The voice of the Chaos Demon Emperor began to become cold. These truths were very unfriendly to him and completely blocked his way. Zhang Zizai and him were in conflict. From his perspective, Zhang Zizai had a lot of room for growth. As long as she chose to wait for Zhang Zizai to grow up, she would be able to take revenge on her own one day instead of relying on herself. If she relied on her own power, she would definitely be controlled by herself, because the Immortal Venerable obviously didn't like him, the Chaos Demon Emperor. No matter from what aspect, the conditions he proposed were no longer attractive at all. This made them very embarrassed now. Zhang Zizai didn't answer his question, but this acquiescence was also a response. He could see that even if the Immortal Venerable was eager for revenge, she hated the Chaos Demon Emperor. The Nether Demon must have told her about the Chaos Demon Emperor's character, so she hadn't lost her mind and knew to draw a clear line with the Chaos Demon Emperor. Otherwise, how could she be willing to let Zhang Zizai have it in public? Naturally, it was to make the Chaos Demon Emperor give up and leave. A gentleman's revenge is never too late. 10 years later, she is really not in a hurry. If she makes a mistake now, it will be hard to turn back, and her revenge is not to implicate innocent people. She just wants the original main culprit to pay the price. If she wants to kill innocent people, she could have killed them in the tribes of the Supreme Dragon Clan one by one. In this regard, he and Zhang Zizai are on the same front. 3 demon emperors, we cannot work together if we have different paths. If you have hatred for the Supreme Dragon Clan, you can do it yourself. We will fight on our own, no need to unite. Thank you. The Dark Demon has made it very clear. He is the person who dislikes alliances the most. It was his brother who almost abolished him and expelled him from the Chaos Demon realm. There is only hatred between them. Haha, there is nothing to say. The Chaos Demon Emperor stood up with a cold expression. Indeed, people with different beliefs cannot work together. There is really no need for short-sighted people to join forces. However, you are so rude today and don't give us any face. Do you want to drive us away? Xuanhuan Demon Emperor sneered. Then what do you want? Asked the Immortal Venerable. You are so arrogant because of your appearance. Aren't you afraid that we will join hands with the Supreme Dragon Clan to destroy your chaotic demon realm? Said Hunking Demon Emperor. So this is your true face? The Immortal Venerable also sneered. She didn't seem to be afraid. Don't talk nonsense. How can we be with the Supreme Dragon Clan? If we can't unite today, there's no need to hurt our harmony. We are still friends. We can leave now, but before we leave, I need to seek justice for our God King in the ancient realm. What do you mean? Zhang Zizai knew that they couldn't leave with a grievance, and they wouldn't do anything to the immortal venerable. If they want to show their power, they must pick the soft persimmon. Now Zhang Zizai has become an obstacle to their goal and provided hope for the immortal venerable. In this case, they must target Zhang Zizai, and they have a legitimate reason. Zhang Zizai can just go with us, return to the Chaos Cave Demon Emperor, and sacrifice his life to the God King who was killed by him in the ancient realm. Immortal Venerable, don't stop him, so as not to hurt our harmony. Zhang Zizai has made such a big mistake and must die. You are talking nonsense. Dare to touch my father, I will beat your stinky ass. Lingling heard so much, and suddenly heard that these people were going to attack his father. This is unacceptable. Don't say bad words. Xianzun glared at Lingling. I'm not afraid of these bad guys, Lingling retorted, and while retorting, she was still nestling in Zhang Zizai's arms, as if she had found a backer, which made Xianzun laugh and cry. Xianzun, you can just leave, and take your little cutie with you, Hundong Demon Emperor said with a smile. Whatever you want. Xianzun really hugged Lingling over, but Lingling was not afraid at all. She bared her teeth and claws and said, Daddy, beat them so hard that they are pissing. She didn't have much concept of strength and weakness. You know, when Zhang Zizai was this old, he was already very sensible. Sure enough, childhood innocence is really good. Zhang Zizai certainly couldn't beat them, but when Zhang Yi saw that they were going to fight again, he stood up and said, Okay, if you want to take Zhang Zizai away, just line up outside and see who can take him away from me. Who are you? Hundong Demon Emperor asked. I'm your dad. Zhang Yi smiled. Looking for death? Sorry, I made a mistake. I don't have a son like you. As for me, like Zhang Zizai, I am now a disciple of Qingyang ancient god. I am here to deal with you brainless dogs. Come out. Don't destroy other people's fairy palaces. Anyway, Qingyang ancient god is his father, and he can make it up however he wants. This identity is very useful. At critical moments, it can make the other party give up completely. Qingyang ancient god. Are you trying to scare us? Hundong Demon Emperor and the others laughed. Try. Okay, get out. Hundong Demon Emperor and the others are really not easily frightened. In a one-on-one battle, whoever defeats me among the three of you can take Zhang Zizai away immediately, Zhang Yi said easily. The three of us fighting on wheels? You really can't shed tears until you see the coffin. No one except Qingyang ancient god can do that, Demon Emperor Hunking sneered. Try it, bitch, you go first, Zhang Yi provoked. Court death. Zhang Yi went out with them, and everyone in the group went out. Zhang Zizai looked back at Xianzun and Lingdang, and said, Let's go out and have a look. Have you really become a disciple of Qingyang ancient god? Asked the immortal lord. Yes and no. What's the meaning? If I say that I am not his disciple, but his biological brother, and that person outside is my nephew, Lingdang's brother Zhang Yi, would you believe it? Zhang Zizai asked with a smile. Of course I don't believe it, Xianzun said. In her opinion, Zhang Zizai was joking. Isn't that uncle? It's brother Zhang Yi? Has he grown so big? The bell monster shouted. Yes. At that moment, I will bully him, hee hee. She smiled wickedly. At this time, the battle outside had begun. Please bookmark this site to read the latest novels. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qingyang. Chapter 1368. After the three of them walked out of the Immortal Palace, Zhang Yi was already in the sky, facing the entire Chaos Demon clan. The immortal Venerable Mingmo and the others had seen Zhang Yi's strength before. It was enough for him to leave calmly under the siege of the entire Supreme Dragon Clan Heavenly God. This strength exceeded the 4 Dragon Emperors and the 3 Demon Emperors. It is not an exaggeration to say that he is at least in the top 3 of the 49 divine realms. With him, Zhang Zizai can walk sideways. But the key is that the sentient beings in the Chaos Demon realm have not seen it, and the strong men of the Chaos Demon clan naturally don't believe it. Zhang Yi has already boasted, and the Chaos Demon clan naturally wants this face. In fact, they can roughly feel that this person is extraordinary, so they are not so careless. Therefore, they did not let ordinary heavenly gods take action. For the sake of safety, they directly let the third of the 3 demon emperors, the Xuanhuan demon emperor, come out. Oh, the stupidest one came out. Zhang Yi narrowed his eyes and smiled. God, please stop arguing like this. You are so arrogant. Let me see how much weight you have. The voice of the Xuanhuan demon emperor was gloomy and rough. Although he said this, it was obvious that he was still very angry when he was provoked like this. You are right. Come on. Zhang Yi changed into a serious fighting state. It only took a moment. After this moment, he looked like a real god. Brother Zhang Yi is great, Lingdang said with a smile. She didn't care about the strangeness. Anyway, it was Zhang Zizai who said it, and she believed it. Now she was still nestling in Zhang Zizai's arms and didn't want to come out. The intimate look made the immortal master frown. You know, Lingdang and she have never been so intimate before. At this time, the battle between Zhang Yi and Xuanhuan Demon Emperor had already broken out. This was a battle between gods at the highest level. Zhang Zizai could defeat King Mulongzun, but he could only barely keep up with them at this level. They were not just fast, but the changes in the understanding of the heavenly Dao were too complicated. He had not yet truly comprehended the heavenly Dao, so it was still difficult for him to see through this dreamlike power, the true rules of heaven and earth, and this power that was like a law. The totem of the Xuanhuan Demon Emperor was the bear demon god. This bear demon god was extremely huge and violent. The divine body of the Hundong demon clan was a huge advantage, so they were very happy to fight with their divine bodies. The body of their bear demon god was much stronger than Zhang Yi's divine dragon body, and it looked even more huge and violent. Now all the creatures in the Chaos Demon realm were attracted by the battle between the white dragon and the bear demon god in the sky. It was really earth-shaking. The whole world seemed to be fighting because of this top battle between gods. Zhang Yi's methods were extremely complex, and he could easily use all kinds of lightning and fire. He didn't need to fight in close combat. He could completely consume the bear demon god with just these methods. In addition, Zhang Yi had many heavenly artifacts in his hands, many of which had never appeared in the 49 divine realms. The suppression of his Taihaoshan tower was enough to make the Xuanhuan demon emperor feel good. Boom boom boom. Above the sky, the battle was fierce and violent, but it was obvious that Zhang Yi was simply using crushing methods to directly tease the Xuanhuan demon emperor. The Xuanhuan demon emperor had a terrifying power and means of destruction, but he couldn't even touch Zhang Yi and was completely restricted by him. In less than a quarter of an hour, the bear demon god defeated Zhang Yi. His whole body was suppressed by various heavenly forces and was riddled with holes. There was no need to continue this battle because the Xuanhuan demon emperor was very embarrassed from beginning to end. This shocked the people of the Hundong demon clan. They had never known who Zhang Yi was, nor did they know the heavenly dragon god king. Of course, they didn't know that he had participated in the 49th sacrifice of the Tiger realm as a god king. But looking at his current methods, this is definitely the method of the top gods. If such a mysterious person is not from the Tiger realm, where else could he come from? Originally, the Hunking demon emperor was going to go, but the Hundong demon emperor came directly. The Hunking demon emperor and the Xuanhuan demon emperor had different methods, but their strengths were not far apart, so there was no need to fight again. The Hundong Demon Emperor? He is still a bit capable, Zhang Yi said with a smile. Don't laugh too early, they didn't expect that when they came here today, the situation would be so embarrassing. Zhang Zizai and Zhang Yi appeared out of nowhere, especially Zhang Yi, who claimed to be the disciple of the Qingyang Taigu god, to stop them. Regardless of his identity and strength, they were already deeply afraid at this time. Nine-eyed demon god. The Chaos Demon Emperor transformed into a totem beast, which was somewhat similar to the former nine gods, which also explained the relationship between the Nether Demon and the Chaos Demon clan. The nine-eyed demon god had 9 eyes, and his body was as sturdy and huge as the Chaos Demon Emperor, and there was a strange power of the heavenly god soul in those 9 eyes. He was like a combination of the Chaos Demon Emperor and the Chaos Demon Emperor, and he was also a very balanced existence without weaknesses. Moreover, he held the most supreme heavenly god artifact of the Chaos Demon clan in his hands, the Chaos Hammer. The Chaos Hammer was extremely powerful and was born for destruction. It could cause incredible crushing to the Taihaoshan Tower. At the beginning of this battle, it seemed that Zhang Yi was defeated, because his current means seemed to be completely unable to support the bombardment of the Chaos Hammer. Boom boom boom. Everything in the space of heaven and earth was in endless shock. Is that all you have? When Zhang Yi was suppressed, he smiled and said this sentence easily. Is this mixed whole hammer the most powerful weapon of your mixed whole demon clan? Let me show you this, a weapon borrowed from the ancient god. When Zhang Yi smiled, danger signals had already appeared. His divine dragon body rolled between heaven and earth, circling into a circle, and then at this moment, in that circle, a white giant sword suddenly appeared. The giant sword crossed the sky, and in the long sword, it seemed as if there were billions of divine dragons. At this time, it was facing the Chaos Demon Emperor and roared. The Blue Dragon Emperor Sword. This is the Dragon Emperor Sword, a true eternal divine weapon. Zhang Zizai could feel that this weapon could even make the 9-dragon Chaos God Bell tremble. In this Blue Dragon Emperor Sword, there is only one kind of power, that is, to penetrate everything and tear everything apart. Roar. Under Zhang Yi's control, the Blue Dragon Emperor Sword roared and pierced towards the Chaos Demon Emperor. In the process, the Blue Dragon Emperor Sword turned into countless divine dragon roars, covering the sky and the earth, and directly engulfed the Chaos Demon Emperor, who was using the Chaos Hammer. Boom! The Demon Emperor Hundong was immediately defeated. Under the terrifying power of heaven, countless sword marks pierced his body. There was even sword energy penetrating his body, and blood flowed like a river. The Hundong hammer was even chopped away by fear, and it was completely unable to withstand Zhang Yi's heaven-defying power. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qingyang. Chapter 1369. Obviously, the Hundong Demon Emperor has been defeated. In this world, there are not many people who can defeat the Hundong Demon Emperor head-on. Zhang Yi has already done it. If such a person does not have a top status, they will not believe it. I didn't expect that the ancient god Qingyang would actually cultivate a disciple like you over the years. Not only is he the strongest in the 49 divine realms, but his disciples are also among the best, probably the top 3 in the world. Hundong Demon Emperor returning to his human form, he looked a little weak and stared at Zhang Yi. After being defeated, if you still think that your opponent is a nobody, it would be an insult to yourself. He didn't believe it before, but now, he has to believe that Zhang Yi is the disciple of Qingyang Ancient God. Only Qingyang Ancient God can cultivating such a being. It is very normal for Zhang Zizai, who is so talented, to become a disciple of Qingyang Ancient God. Excuse me, I only learned a little bit, mainly because of his support. But having said that, since you have lost the battle, today's matter can be over. You can just pretend that you have never been here, right, Zhang Yi? Asked with a smile. They, the members of the Hundong Demon clan, were standing together, looking very shocked at this time. Everything today was undoubtedly a painful defeat for them, who were full of confidence. When they came, they thought they had completely grasped the lifeline of the immortal Lord. She could only bow her head and agree. Who would have known that these two figures would be killed halfway and make them so humiliated? If they have no identity, then the shame is nothing. They will still want to retaliate and even form a siege. But the key is that Zhang Yi's identity is already here. If they mess around again, they may offend Xingyang Teiku. God is in trouble. You must know that he, Handong Demon Emperor, is what he is today because of Xingyang Ancient God and Guanmo Origin Cave. The only person in this world that everyone respects is Xingyang Ancient God. Yes, very good. Handong Demon Emperor gritted his teeth. He had already acknowledged Zhang Yi's power, which shocked all the living beings in the Chaos Demon realm at this moment. They already knew Zhang Zizai and Zhang Yi, and even more knew Zhang Zizai and Xian. Since these two came to the Chaotic Demon realm in this capacity today, the situation in the Chaotic Demon realm may also change from now on. It is no longer possible for the Handong Demon tribe to take Zhang Zizai away. The three demon emperors are also very good to each other. Zhang Yi complimented and smiled, so, there is no big grudge between them. From now on, they will go their own ways, so don't come to the Dragon God realm to embarrass them. You are right, but may I ask, Zhang Zizai has also become a disciple of Xingyang Ancient God. Handong Demon Emperor finally confirmed that he was not a fool, and he had actually given up on it now. At the age of 30, you can defeat the gods, what do you think? Who else can be trained? Zhang Yi did not answer directly, but told them the answer by rhetorical questions. Understood, in the next 100,000 years, we will not step into the dragon sacrifice god's domain. Unless you invite me. When he realized that there was no good result, this guy was able to bend and stretch, because he fully understood, with the existence of these two people, the trouble is that the Supreme Dragon Clan is not them. Although there is no gain this time, there is no loss. In this muddy water, the Handong Demon Emperor wants to escape. The Xingyang Ancient God has already scared him. Even if he was slightly insulted today and left a little disgraced, if he does not make a decisive decision and retreats when faced with difficulties, he will only lose more wisdom. I won't send it away, Zhang Yi said. Farewell. Handong Demon Emperor took a deep look at Zhang Zizai. This guy is definitely a monster. In the past, he could still block his growth, but now that he has such a powerful presence like Zhang Yi by his side, everyone has already stopped him. Unable to stop him, the genius was destined to become an unparalleled powerhouse. When he surpassed everything, he chose to retreat in time. Let the immortal antiques of the Supreme Dragon Master taste the power of the disciples of Xingyang Ancient God, they thought in their hearts. Even if they left in despair, they didn't feel so uncomfortable. After all, they were completely convinced. Seeing the previously arrogant and domineering Handong Demon Clan walking away in despair, the sentient beings in the chaotic demon realm were simply amazed. They couldn't help but cheer. In fact, they didn't know much about it, but it was obvious that such a strong man, they are friends of Luan Mo realm, which means that the future of Luan Mo realm will only be better. Done. Aren't you handsome? Bell Zhang Yi ran down. This guy is so old, but he is still pretending to be young. It's so handsome, Lingdang said with a smile. They are indeed blood cousins. You have finally solved the troubles of the Handong Demon tribe. This identity is quite useful. It can be seen that they have completely given up, Zhang Zizai said. It's a trivial matter, Zhang Yi said with a smile. It can make the Handong Demon Clan give up and declare that they will not set foot here for 100,000 years. It is obvious that they are determined not to compete with Zhang Zizai and the others. After dealing with the threat of the Handong Demon Clan, Immortal Lord and the others must have felt a little more at peace. If they hadn't come here, the Handong Demon Clan would have been very passive when they came here today. Once the Immortal Lord did not agree to the marriage, the other party would not give up and might even threaten them by uniting with the Supreme Dragon Clan. Thank you, Xianzun said to Zhang Zizai, not Zhang Yi. There's no need to thank me for my family's affairs, Zhang Zizai teased Ling Ding and said with a smile. A trace of anger flashed across her face, but it quickly disappeared. She nodded and said, well, you are right. Your growth has exceeded the limit of my imagination. So far, you have indeed won. It seems difficult for her to despise Zhang Zizai as before. She can't even stop him. When Zhang Zizai came to this chaotic demon realm, she could open the heavenly intention of all living beings to drive him and Zhang Yi out, but the problem is that she can't set up such an opponent at all. She even fully understands and even has some reliance on these two people. These two people are the key to whether she can get revenge. Okay, live a good life from now on. My next goal is to comprehend the way of the gods. When I become a god, I may leave for a while. At that time, I will need you to take good care of Lingling, Zhang Zizai said. You don't need to bother me. I will take good care of her, she said lightly. The troubles of the mixed whole demon clan have been solved, and the crowd has dispersed. She only said a few words and left, leaving Zhang Zizai and Lingling alone. Daddy, Lingling misses you so much, please play with me. I have been fighting all the time and haven't relaxed for a long time. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qing Yang. Chapter 1370. He let go of everything completely. In this chaotic demonic world, he traveled with his daughter, played all kinds of games. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. Mother is so strange. Sometimes she is very gentle, and sometimes she is very serious. Of course, she is much more serious. So she never plays with me. She wants me to practice and become stronger. Sometimes she is quite annoying. She has grown up and would secretly complain to Zhang Zizai. She is also for your own good. In this world, you still have to be strong. After all, one day, you will have your own life, and your father and mother will not be able to protect you all the time. I know, you are as nagging as mother. This daughter is already eccentric and knows everything. I know you and mother are still arguing, but father, I will help you and speak well of you in front of mother. I will never tell her that you have intimate relationships with several aunts. Oh my God, don't talk nonsense, there is no such thing. But you have brought Aunt Yanner here, isn't she a concubine? You are really stupid, no wonder mother is angry with you, you are a playboy, mother is not like you, she doesn't have a good face to other men. In fact, it sounds like the immortal venerable is not as bad as imagined, at least she didn't kill herself at the beginning, but hatred became a demon in her heart. Zhang Zizai is also a demon in her heart, so she stays away from him, even as a dust. That time in the ancient realm, she was only one step away from revenge. The Supreme Dragon Clan wanted Qingyang Taigu God to kill the immortal venerable, and she never wanted Qingyang Taigu God to help her revenge. At that time, Zhang Zizai blocked her way, and she could only be cruel. But it was not all her who made this decision, so Zhang Zizai really didn't hate her. He just wondered if it was possible to completely free her from this inner demon. It hadn't been a month since she played with Ling Dang, and she showed up, saying, "It's almost enough, it's time to get the child back to normal. Only by becoming a god king can she protect herself. I want her to become a god king quickly." Hearing this, Ling Dang pouted and said, "I don't want to, I want to continue playing with daddy." "Don't make trouble, be obedient," she said with a straight face. "Wow, daddy, she bullied me, beat her up." Ling Dang, this little smart girl, hurriedly hid behind Zhang Zizai. Hearing this, the immortal venerable was stunned for a moment, and then became angry. After disciplining for so long, she didn't expect this girl to have this trick. She glared at Zhang Zizai and said, "Get out of the way." "Well, don't be so fierce, talk it over. So you want to protect her and let her do whatever she wants, right?" she asked. That's not the case. I can see that, Daddy, you are afraid of mommy, others say you are a wimp. Lingling said, hiding behind. Damn it, Zhang Zizai was angry, picked her up and said, don't listen to people's nonsense everywhere, listen to me, study and play should be moderate, you can't just play without studying, and you can't just study without playing. You have been playing for a while, and you have to practice well next, otherwise you will lose your ambition. Zhang Zizai didn't know how to educate children, so he could only lie. You are sensible, the immortal venerable glared at him, and then picked Lingling up. The little girl pouted and looked aggrieved, but when her parents stood on the same front, she had no choice but to pout and said, it's just practice, you say, at what level can you come out to play? It depends on your luck, there is no need for any realm. Practice is not something that can be achieved in a hurry. You need to be attentive to gain results, Zhang Zizai said. Together, they sent Lingdang to her practice room. This was the bedroom of the immortal venerable, where she usually lived. When Lingdang entered, they stood together. Under the moonlight, her profile was still so dreamy, which reminded Zhang Zizai of the Beast God Tower. There was no way. Zhang Zizai was too concerned about the inflatable doll last time, and this revenge must be avenged. So you think that with Lingdang's help, you have such talent and status, so I will bow to you and become your woman from now on, she suddenly looked at Zhang Zizai coldly and said. You can't say that. No one belongs to anyone. This is disrespectful to each other. I don't need you to bow to me. If it is love, it is to stay with each other, to give for each other, it is a feeling of mutual support, and it is an unswerving belief in this life, Zhang Zizai said seriously. He looked into the eyes of the immortal venerable and said, and I love you, I am willing to give for you, and I long to spend my life with you. This is what I need, not what you said. But I don't love you, she said coldly, I don't love anyone, I only love myself. It doesn't matter, I loved you before, so I'm waiting for the day when I can have a second chance, Zhang Zizai smiled. Dream on, she said. In fact, you and Juxian are the same person. You don't need to hide one part and then highlight another part. I know that you let hatred swallow everything. Now your vitality is only hatred and bells, so you have such a hard life, Zhang Zizai said with his head down. What else? Do you know how painful it is for a person to be reborn after death and lose all his memories? Why should I be killed by them? The sins I have committed must be paid for. She looked into Zhang Zizai's eyes and was a little hysterical when she spoke. Zhang Zizai trembled. Yes, how could she know how hard it was for her to be reborn? She finally survived, how could she forget the hatred? It would be better to die directly. At least, I will accompany you through that part of the road, Zhang Zizai said. She pursed her lips, gritted her teeth, and looked at Zhang Zizai with a softer look. If I forget hatred, then I will be your jeweler, she choked, then looked at Zhang Zizai and said, you want to have me, want to go back to the past, it's very simple, the only way for me to get rid of this inner demon is to let the 4 dragon emperors die. Aren't you the brother of Qingyang Taigu God? You let Zhang Yi help me, and now go and kill the 4 dragon emperors. As long as they die, everything will be relieved. Zhang Zizai, can you do it? These last few words had a huge impact on Zhang Zizai. It is impossible for her to forget hatred. As long as hatred is still there, she will have an eternal inner demon, which makes her restless and makes her think about the disasters and anger of life and death all the time. This is how the immortal venerable completely suppressed Juxian, and now she has let the inner demon take control. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qingyang. Chapter 1371. I don't want to be like this now. I also want to be free, grow up with Lingling, and live with you like before, but I can't do it. Every particle in my body is telling me that I can only be free by killing them, so I'm asking, I want to kill you, can you help me right now, okay? Zhang Zizai actually wanted to hug her, she was so pitiful, the inner demon was entangled, it was worse than life and death. When she asked herself so hysterically, he struggled for a while. After all, he couldn't help now. If he wanted Zhang Yi to do it, he had to ask for his consent first. After all, the 4 dragon emperors were so high-ranking, their death would be enough to cause an earthquake in the entire 49 divine domains. The implications of this matter will definitely be huge. First of all, Zhang Yi and the immortal venerable may not be able to kill the 4 dragon emperors. Secondly, the death of the 4 dragon emperors will definitely lead to huge follow-up problems, such as where the Supreme Dragon Clan will go in the future. Without a backbone, it will definitely not be able to occupy such a large territory as the Dragon Sacrifice Divine Domain. Many monsters and demons will come out. At that time, the Supreme Dragon Clan will definitely be in dire straits, and the ancient clan may decline because of this. Moreover, Zhang Yi is now a disciple of Qingyang Taigu God. People will naturally think that it was Qingyang Taigu God who made the Supreme Dragon Clan go to the abyss of despair. In fact, there are indeed too many things to consider. Another point is that Zhang Zizai's totem is a dragon, and this method is actually slaughtering compatriots. He has long been disappointed with the 4 dragon emperors, but if he kills them, he may need to hesitate a little. But the immortal venerable wants no hesitation at all. So at this moment, she smiled and said, "You hesitated, you don't deserve to love me, Zhang Zizai." Zhang Zizai originally tried to quibble, but he suddenly realized that when his beloved was so wronged, he hesitated, which was wrong in itself. So, he nodded and said, "Yes, I thought I could give everything for you, but I hesitated. I really don't deserve it. Give me some time, I want to change, give me a chance." It's not that he is not angry about her experience, but it's just that things that have a huge impact on the sentient beings of any clan will tremble in his heart. Those are fresh lives, they are innocent. If love means killing innocent people, he will indeed hesitate a little. After all, his hesitation at this moment is indeed unworthy of love, but he has not lost his mind like Juxian and been entangled by the inner demon, because between heaven and earth, the lives of sentient beings are not worthless. Zhang Zizai thought so. He did consider what kind of disaster the entire Supreme Dragon Clan would suffer after the death of the 4 dragon emperors. This was the only thing he considered. As for the kindness of the 4 dragon emperors, it had long since disappeared. If they wanted to kill him, then he didn't need to be grateful to them at all. "What are you hesitating about?" she finally calmed down and asked quietly. "The lives of all living beings," Zhang Zizai said. "The lives of the Supreme Dragon Clan are the lives of all living beings. Then are the lives of my Chaos Demon Realm the damned dust?" she asked. "No," Zhang Zizai said. "Look at the sky, isn't it?" she suddenly said. Zhang Zizai was stunned for a moment. He didn't react a little, but just after she finished speaking, suddenly, he actually felt a force that almost suffocated him, acting on him. He saw that there seemed to be a black tower above the clouds in the sky. The pagoda was high above, but it sent a terrifying force of suppression. At this moment, it had covered the entire Chaos Demon realm. "Mother, father, I feel bad." Suddenly, the sound of bells came from the training room, and she came out of it, her face was a little pale. "What's going on?" Zhang Zizai hurriedly hugged her. Judging from her situation, she was also suppressed by the black pagoda in the sky. The suppression range of this black pagoda was too large, it was simply endless. The entire Chaos Demon realm was completely under control. "Why does it look like the ancestral dragon tower?" Zhang Zizai took another look and saw it clearly. He had been on the ancestral dragon tower for a while, so now he can see it very clearly. This is definitely the ancestral dragon tower, the first treasure of the supreme dragon clan in the legend, and the existence from the place of origin. The thing I fear most has really come. Zhang Zizai, you see clearly, in the eyes of some people, the lives of the sentient beings in the Chaos Demon realm are not lives, and you still regard their lives as lives. She was excited and crazy, her eyes were red. What is going on? Zhang Zizai said in shock. Their trump card, using the blood of all the gods and the regression of cultivation as a trigger, activates the ancestral dragon tower, which can cause the destruction of all living beings in the entire Chaos Demon realm. It only takes one day, and all the living beings here, as long as they are below the gods, will die cleanly. This is their ruthlessness. I have long known that they will eventually destroy the heavenly intention tank formation of all living beings in this way. Do you understand now that they are devils? Her questioning made Zhang Zizai too uncomfortable. They couldn't deal with the heavenly intention tank formation of all living beings, because the power of all living beings was transferred to the body of the immortal venerable, so they actually decided to use the blood of the gods to activate the ancestral dragon tower and kill all living beings first, so as to kill the immortal venerable. This was the final means they didn't dare to use before, but now they are using it. She is right, this group of people is really crazy. Zhang Yi suddenly appeared, and he also realized that something was wrong. In order to achieve their goal, they actually exterminated all living beings. Such an act is inhumane. No one in the 49 divine realms has ever done it. No matter how mad they are, all living beings are innocent. This group of people is really crazy, Zhang Yi cursed. How crazy must they be to do this? Zhang Zizai thought of the flame dragon emperor of Desolate Heaven Pass. He was like this, and he still killed 100,000 people. So, the lives of all living beings are worthless. Zhang Zizai, she smiled, and smiled again with tears in her eyes. While they were arguing, the 4 dragon emperors of the supreme dragon clan gave them their answers. When you plead for all living beings, there are always people who treat human lives as worthless and exterminate all living beings. Are the children of Chaos Demon realm born lowly? Zhang Zizai, she asked with a smile again. Zhang Zizai took a deep breath. Under the ancestral dragon tower, all living beings are ants. Now, within a day, all living beings in Chaos Demon realm and under the gods will die. Moreover, they can't escape the suppression range of the ancestral dragon tower at all. It's really cruel. So cruel. Overturned Zhang Zizai's imagination. I have the answer, Zhang Zizai said. You tell me. Now, I want to be someone worthy of you. So, kill these beasts. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 1372. Let's survive first. All of them are gods, which means they have to pay a price to activate the ancestral dragon tower. In this way, the power of the ancestral dragon tower is unimaginable. She was already worried, especially since Lingdang was still in this chaotic demonic realm. No one below the gods could stop the suppression of the ancestral dragon tower, except Zhang Zizai. Zhang Zizai could already feel the terrifying pressure of the ancestral dragon tower, as well as the ruthlessness and ferocity of the crazy gods of the supreme dragon clan. They were really crazy. In order to kill the immortal venerable, they could even annihilate all living beings. They were so ruthless and righteous that they didn't care even if others laughed at and despised them. Was it courage or shamelessness? Zhang Zizai had a little hesitation to consider all living beings, but it had disappeared at this moment. He was thinking for all living beings, but the gods of the supreme dragon clan treated the lives of all living beings as ants. Now the entire chaotic demonic realm has fallen into despair and pessimism. Zhang Zizai had opened the door to the evolution realm at the first opportunity, but this might take some time. The immortal venerable had never seen the evolution realm, but Lingling could be said to have grown up in the evolution realm and was very familiar with it. At this critical moment, Zhang Zizai first called Longyan and the others. They were suppressed by the ancestral dragon tower and now their faces were pale. Lingling's situation was not optimistic either. There was no place to hide in this whole world. After the door to the evolution realm was opened, Zhang Zizai handed Lingling to Yanner and asked them to take refuge in the evolution realm first, so that the people around them would be saved. "What is this place?" asked the immortal venerable. "Evolution realm, do you still remember it? The people of the Origin Divine sect used us to open the evolution realm. Later, after you left, the door to the evolution realm came into my hands. There is still a world inside, and it is safe." After saying this, she was a little relieved. At least today, no matter what, Lingling is safe. "Then, bring as many people as possible to the evolution world, and I will stop them." The voice of the immortal venerable was cold, and it could be seen that she was in great anger, but she was still suppressing it at the moment. Only killing could relieve her anger and hatred at the moment. To be honest, she was already troubled by her inner demon. When the gods of the Supreme Dragon clan were so vicious, this side of her personality was completely stimulated. All living beings are too scattered. If we want to bring them into the evolution world one by one day is not enough. At most, it is a drop in the bucket. It is good enough to protect 1% of the people. The nether demon also came here and shook his head helplessly. 1% is also life, and it is also qualified to live, she said bitterly. Her eyes were already red, and she said, "For the rest, let me make them pay the price." "You help her," Zhang Zizai said to Zhang Yi. "No problem, I will definitely go all out, but I am a little uncertain. After all, the power of the ancestral dragon tower is a bit strong now. They are too ruthless this time. They directly burned their realm and lifespan to make it possible for the power of the ancestral dragon tower to burst out," Zhang Yi said very seriously. "Do your best," Zhang Zizai said. His words were enough for the immortal venerable. Even if Zhang Zizai had hesitated before, at this moment, he had made a decision and taken action. This may be the responsibility that the man in her mind should have. Facing the ancestral dragon tower, Zhang Zizai seemed unable to do anything. Now a god in the Chaos Demon realm was responsible for passing on the message, asking all the sentient beings in the Chaos Demon realm to rush to the Immortal Palace. He came to the gate of the Immortal Palace and opened the gate of the Evolution realm to the maximum. As for how many people can enter, it is not something that Zhang Zizai can control. After all, the people are scattered throughout the Chaos Demon realm. If Zhang Zizai takes the gate of the evolution realm to find them, it will be less efficient. In fact, many people still don't know what happened, what is suppressing them. When most of the nearby ancient gods came here, their faces were pale, and they were lost and depressed. Even their flesh and blood began to fail. This is not an ordinary suppression, but an invisible killing. If there is no solution, countless sentient beings in this chaotic demonic realm will die within a day. Including the God King. Zhang Zizai can feel this terrible pressure, just because he is not a god yet, and has no real power of heaven. Although sentient beings don't know what the reason is, they know who is the one who took action. It must be them. They want to kill us and destroy the heavenly intention tank formation of all living beings. What a cruel heart, these cruel beasts have never changed their evil nature. We can't leave, we have to provide strength to the Immortal Lord, we have to unite as one. We have to support the Immortal Lord and kill them. We want revenge, we have to resist, otherwise our descendants will never have peace. Even after today, there will be no descendants, some children have died. Children are fragile. Under the suppression of the ancestral dragon tower, the first to die are children, especially those who have just been born, who cannot be protected no matter how hard they try. In the range of Zhang Zizai's heavenly soul, he has seen many desperate parents, holding their children who have lost their lives, kneeling on the ground and trembling and crying. This is the greatest grief and indignation in the world. The children have done nothing wrong, but at this moment they have lost their lives, and their bodies have become cold. The grief and hatred of the parents, their powerless wailing, such scenes are increasing, even thousands. This is simply a nightmare scene, because Zhang Zizai is a man with a daughter. He can't imagine how desperate he would be if Lingling was also like this. As a parent, he can understand other parents the most. So these scenes, like nightmares, make his heart tremble. He may never forget how terrible these scenes are. He will never forget how damned those who created all this are. Human life is not a cold number, nor a symbol. At this moment, it is the desperate eyes of parents. Everyone's reaction is different, but they are all equally sad and painful. Maybe when the innocent child dies like this and leaves this world, they would rather die at this moment. The creatures in the Chaos Demon realm are truly admirable. After all this happened, they did not leave. They sat cross-legged on the ground. At this moment, countless totem patterns appeared on the land of the entire Chaos Demon realm. These totem patterns were connected to one person. When tens of millions of people were in this formation, it was like a spark that set the prairie on fire. A dazzling totem formation covered the entire Chaos Demon realm. Only in this way could it be possible to stop the ruthless suppression of the ancestral dragon tower.